Hi everyone and happy birthday CCSA. Sorry I couldn't be there in person. I'll be there in New Zealand skiing and climbing. I wasn't quite sure what to present tonight, so I just thought I'd present some insight into my 23 years of climbing in and around the climbing community of South Australia. Climbing seems to have become more mainstream over the years, with gyms becoming more popular and feeding the outdoor crags more. When I look back and think about the role climbing has played in my life, it's a bit unbelievable. Most of my good friends are climbers, and some of the richest experiences in my life are while climbing. It's given me a lot, and in turn I've tried to give a bit back too. I began climbing in 1994 while in Year 12 at Pembroke. Luke Adams was one of my instructors on the Come and Try It Out Morialda. That was pretty cool. I went on to climb in Europe later that year and climbed a lot while at university in Adelaide at Minari, Grampians and Arapiles. The trips to the moon with Chad Harder, Duncan Graham, Stu Williams and Scott Walter really cemented Minari as one of my favourite places in the world to climb and just hang out. I'm currently working on the new Minari guidebook in my spare time and it's getting there, slowly. It's a lot of work putting one together for anyone who hasn't done it. After finishing university in '98, I headed overseas on a world climbing trip, which opened my mind and hooked me even more. While in Switzerland I had a taste of the mountains and wanted more. Over the next 16 years I would go on at least 1 or 2 expeditions per year to the mountains of Karakoram, Patagonia, Himalayas, Alaska, New Zealand, Africa and Europe, along with lots of rock climbing in Australia when I was home. I'd set a precedent at work of taking extended leave at half pay, so the only thing I could do was keep climbing in my efforts to adhere to that strict routine established at work. Back at home in Adelaide in 2000, I was nominated to be the president of the CCSA, a role I took on for the next 10 years when Adam Clay volunteered to take over in 2010. It's a thankless but rewarding role, one that's essential to maintain relationships with the landowner and national parks and maintain access to our valuable climbing areas. One thing that became really clear while doing the role of president and meeting most of the climbers in SA and many of the visiting climbers was a sense of community among SA climbers. It was a positive and inclusive community and great to be a part of. Living in Perth for 4 years, from 2012 to 2016, I saw a somewhat fragmented climbing community, quite different to what I was used to in SA. On return to Adelaide, climbing seems to have increased in popularity with lots of people at the crags and gyms. It's good to see, but it seems I know fewer and fewer people now. As a Saria qualified instructor and guide for over 13 years, I've done a fair amount of guiding and instructing in SA and Victoria, a job I really enjoy and a good break from my regular engineering job. Doing something I love and being able to take people on cool and sometimes life-changing experiences with safety and confidence is a privilege and a pleasure. Many of the clients and school kids that I've taken climbing have gone on to continue and enjoy climbing, which I count as a success. Mountaineering and climbing for me has been an amazing way to explore the world, meet new people and get to those out-of-the-way places that normal tourists don't always visit. For me, it's the adventure of mountaineering and the need to climb rock, ice and snow in challenging environments that draws me in. Success is never 100% guaranteed, so when you make a summit, it's very rewarding, especially on a tough objective. I enjoy a combination of high altitude and lower altitude technical climbing. Good fun with good mates and a little bit of suffering is a good recipe for a trip. Being a mountaineer living in Adelaide takes some commitment because of the need to travel if you want to climb mountains. For its location in the driest state and the driest country on earth, there are a surprising amount of keen mountaineers in Adelaide and SA. It's hard to pick a highlight, but my favourite places are Patagonia, Scotland, Pakistan and Nepal. I continue to head in the mountains with the latest trip being an exploratory trip into the Western China in Tibet to climb an unclimbed peak in a lightweight push with a 3-person team. This was in October 2016. The trip didn't feel very lightweight at times, with packs on the walkout being around 50 kilos. In a 20-day trip, we climbed a first ascent on a beautiful peak on a remote area of Tibet. Pretty cool trip. Hopefully lots more to come. Enjoy the night. Wish I could have joined you. Stay safe. Enjoy your climbing. Look out for each other. Keep looking for the next challenge. See you on the crags and the hills.